Hey everybody, this is Brother Speak of the Brother Speak podcast here, and I'm seeing some things that are bothering me, and it seems it's going to be problematic for a lot of these people's movements or whatever they're trying to do. I'm seeing an issue where there's a woman on here talking about Black women empowerment and using stories of abuses that other women have gone through as a child and other women who've been abused as a child and using it as their personal campaign against people on YouTube. And that's not what this is about. I'm seeing where because the women are talking about the abuses that they went through as children and what girls and women are going through, and they're using it, the boys abuses of boys and black males as a counter to what the women are saying. So let me address a lot of this stuff. Number one, boys getting abused is a terrible thing. And there have been abuses that boys have went through because of women. From boys getting abused by their mothers, other women, older women, teenage boys having sex with older women. And that's a terrible thing. But that is something that the men had to address within themselves and really talk about this stuff. Not on some blow it off or saying that it was a good thing, because I've seen a couple of live streams where guys will talk about this and they talk about it that this is just normal, this is nothing harmful, when in actuality it is very harmful. See, when you take something like sex when a boy is not ready for it, he's not mentally prepared for it, and somebody takes that from them, you're doing irreparable damage to that boy's psyche. And that doesn't go away even as an adult. Talk about R. Kelly, talk about Lil Wayne. Those are two examples that I know of. I can talk about my personal life, but I'm not going to go into that one. But what we don't do is use that as a counter to what the women have gone through. These are a lot of stories that women have went through, a lot of abuses that women have gone through. And people do need to hear that. And again, when women are talking about this, that's something that the women have to get through. So as far as the abuses that the boys are going through, that's something the men got to talk about. And you have to have this conversation without having women involved, us going through that and figure out how we can help these boys go get through that. How we help these men get through that. Now, the other thing I was looking at, we had a woman up here talking about a lot of abuses that women are going through, but now she's using it as kind of a scapegoat to go after certain YouTubers on here. And that's very problematic because what you're doing is you taking the message out the message and making it about yourself. So instead of making it about, yeah, women are getting abused and we need to talk about you're using it as a campaign to go against certain YouTubers that you've had an issue with for a long ass time. You can't do that because then, like I said, it takes away from that the abuses of women that should be focused on, instead using it as ammunition to go after certain YouTubers. Look, your personal issues against a YouTuber is your personal issues. That's not nobody else. That's your issue. But don't use real stories of real women getting abused as children as a scapegoat to go after certain YouTubers. And then on top of that, you want other YouTubers to side with you against this person, and they're not involved. They're like, this is not my issue. And then wanna take a campaign against her because of that. Listen, like women been abused, and we get that. We understand that, but that don't mean it gives you a green light to go after people because of it. Because then it takes now the sympathy that we would have for you. Now we don't have it no more. If you're gonna be about black women empowerment, be about that. But if you make it about we're gonna make it a campaign against men, then that's a problem. And it takes away the whole point of that. You worry about the men too much instead of worrying about the women. And like I said, I'm seeing this stuff going on, and it's a problem because at both ends, then at the end of the day, then we still don't want to do what the problems that we have in the community, if that's what you want to do. Instead, it's men against women again. We in the same thing we were before that, and I thought that we supposed to be getting away from that. I thought we was getting away from that. No, we still on that same problem, and people don't want to let shit die. They want to bring up people's old past issues where they went at each other. There's abusing, even on YouTube, a lot of abusing and disrespect going on. They want to bring that all that shit up instead of letting that stuff die. You, they're bringing up stuff that other people beefs that they squashed long ago, and they want to bring it up. But this is supposed to be, if you're trying to empower women, if we're trying to help men get past certain things, the last thing we need to be doing is bringing up old beefs and bringing it up in the forefront. In forefront. Sorry. Because then the message ain't about let's get over this stuff so we can actually do something about the community. No, we want to attack each other. Let's get this person off of YouTube. Let's get this person off of you. Oh, you don't agree with this person? You with this person? Oh, you the fucking enemy. No, just because you got an issue with someone, that don't mean I have an issue with them. If I have an issue with someone, it's because I have it, personal issue. Well, what we don't do is because you have a personal issue, you're gonna tell me who to hang with, and then now I'm your enemy, and you wanna put uh drag me through the mud because of it. We don't do that here. Just like on Fate's panel yesterday, tackling the manosphere, Jerome Whiteside up there like, well, I made Ramil go against Kevin Samuels, and I'm just saying Well, sir, I doubt that. I know Ramil enough to know I don't think you gonna be the reason. And he's like, well, I got the receipts. Okay. Well, no offense, knowing Ramil like I do, I don't think you were the reason. And he's like, well, you don't know your YouTube daddy like you think you did. And I had to tell him, I said, hold up, bro. Nobody on YouTube is my daddy. I had two daddies. My biological dad, my stepdad. They both dead. And I ain't looking for no daddy on YouTube. There are men on here that I respect and I like and respect. But I am not looking to them as a daddy figure. There's some men who are younger than me, there's men that are older than me. But I'm not looking to them for no daddy. I am nobody's follower. I support them. If I feel that they're getting wrong, I will champion for them. But if they're wrong, I will disagree with them and I'll speak to them directly. No, I don't think what you're saying is right. I don't agree with what you're saying. I don't blindly follow anybody. And but at the same time, nobody can come to me and tell me they did this without no proof. I remember Taz tried to do that on the Evidence Star Network against Queen Mayette. And we're telling them, hey, go get the tape, play it, and then we go from there. No, you should just believe me. And I'm like, no, I don't just believe anybody. Sorry, I don't know you like that. And I don't know her. And I'm not about to listen to somebody tell me about somebody unless you got some proof. And he want to get mad at me. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't know you. Want to cuss me out, and I'm like, bro, you ain't doing that to me. I don't give a damn who you are. You ain't about to be trying to bully me into anything just to believe you because who you are. I don't know you. We had dudes do that on D Darrell's channel, trying to say D Darrell's cheating on his wife. I said, dude, where the proof of that? See, that's the thing with me. You're not gonna tell me anything without no proof. I'm not just gonna roll with stuff. Now, if there's stuff that I personally seen, then yeah, I might get some credit to it. But you're not just gonna come to me with any old thing and tell me that it's true. I need proof. And then I'll go see for myself. That's not gonna happen. But we got a lot of people who will do that stuff, tell you that this is what it is. And there's some people who are gullible, some people who are followers who will just believe it off the rip. I'm not one of them. Even stuff that Kevin Samuel did, I go check. Because one, I didn't follow Kevin Samuels like that. But if it's certain things, something that really, really like egregious, yeah, I'm gonna go see for myself what it is. And then I can make an opinion. You're not gonna try to you're not gonna try to run my thoughts of a person just because you don't like them. And you're not gonna use you're not gonna use abuse as a reason to go after people. If you've been abused, I'm sorry for you. You need to go get therapy. But what you don't get to do is go after people because of it. You don't get to dictate to people. Well, you, I'm a woman. You should believe me. You should go after these men because they said some mean stuff about me. I don't know you. And you don't go get on panels. And then another thing that I see, and this irritates me too. You're gonna go on different panels, talk shit about someone, but then when somebody talks shit to you, you won't play victim. I see that a lot here on YouTube. That's some coward shit. And I don't care if it's a male or female. That's cowardly. If you're gonna be able to dish out shit, you better be able to take it. If you're gonna cuss somebody out, call them all these names, you need to be man and woman enough to be able to take that. So when they have that same energy for you, you best not be going around crying, I'm a victim. No, you're not a fucking victim. You want people to give you grace to talk shit about both sides. I've seen that done on Max's channel. On the Anthony Style there, women will come up there and talk mad shit about dudes. Now, Max is one of them people. Yes, you can't call them bees and whole, but if you want to challenge their talking point, let them challenge their talking point. I had a feminist over there try to do that to me. She just went after me for no reason other than the fact that I sort of understand what some of the dudes in the manosphere are talking about. Yeah, because I went through some of the stuff that they talk about. But I don't agree with them using that as an ammunition against women. I don't agree with that. But instead, hearing that, she won't go after me. Oh, you just hate women. You hate the community. I'm like, no, bro, no, sis. No, we ain't doing that here. No, I don't have an issue with women. No, I don't. Oh, well, why are you over here? Wait a minute. I'm like, what? And then when she did try to turn all of them against me, that didn't work. Because I have a reputation. I don't go over there getting angry at women, disrespecting women. I don't do that. I have my opinions of women. I do. But it's never from a disrespectful, I just hate women standpoint. No. And that's why they ran her off. Because not only was she doing that to me, she did that to another guy. She even did that to a couple of women on there. But she's supposed to be a school psychiatrist, so that's what she was trying to peddle. I'm like, how the fuck are you a school psychiatrist? You going after people like this? And then it turned out she's kind of like this. She's a feminist type shit, which is, and that's one thing I would tell you about people. This is why I'm not a community person like that. Hey, True Viking, how you doing? Oh, I forgot to say hi. How you doing, Dieterell? That's why I'm kind of like not that community person like that, because I know how people will do that. Will use that as a scapegoat to go after, especially black men. They will use that to go after black men. Oh, you should be doing for the community, and then just spewing all kinds of hatred towards black men. I'm like, no, that's what you're gonna have in the community. Nah, leave me the fuck out of it. They want black men to sacrifice themselves and then don't do nothing for them. No. You can leave me out of it. Now, I don't hate my people. I will tell them, I don't hate my people. I have some issues with my people, but I do not hate them. I am not going to be the one going to tell you, hey, black man, go get a white woman. These black women ain't shit. You will never hear that come out my mouth. I will tell you, date who you want to date, but I'm not telling you this woman is better than the black woman, because I don't believe that shit. Or I would never tell a black woman, hey, go get a white man. These black men ain't shit. I will never tell nobody that, because that's against me. That's weak to me. And I'm seeing dudes who are doing that right now. And I'm like, that's some weak shit, dog. That's weak. But that's their channel. I don't control it. This is YouTube. I don't own it. I don't control it. So whatever they do, that's them. I just find that weak. I'm not going to do it. So you'll never see me saying I'm anti-black. Nope. Because I believe if you're telling dudes to go date another race of men and women because these people ain't shit, no, you anti-black. You kind of anti-black on that one. So you're not going to see me being anti-black. I'm critical of my people, but I'm not anti-black. I'm for my people. Shit, I'm doing stuff from people, some of my people now. Giving money, giving time. I will never do stuff like that. Just just throw black people away like that. I'm not doing. Now some of them who done egregious shit, by all means, throw them away. I have no problem with that. They don't want to be black no more. Fuck them. But just to throw them away for people who are not doing that, just throw them away. No, I'm not doing that. But like I said, the thing is, I don't want nobody to use abuses, stories of abuses, to go after people. Stop using it as a counter to what, like, if the women who are talking about their abuses, let them talk about their abuses. And yes, a lot of abuses come from men. That's a fact. This ain't opinion. Statistics. When we talk about abuses, hey Dame, how you doing? So, I, you're using stories of abuses to go after people, counter people's arguments. That ain't the business, because it just defeats your argument. The men are being abused, the boys are being abused. That's something the men got to discuss on their own. You're supposed to discuss that on your own time, not to count, not when women bring it up. No, on our own time in our own place. That's when we're supposed to discuss that. Not, oh, it's okay, because it's not. It never was, and it's very destructive to the boys. And you wonder why some of these dudes are angry, because there are a lot of people who say, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry about it, it's a boy." But that's for the men to solve. That's the men have to deal with that. Just like the women abuses that women had go through, that's something for the women to Scott to, to deal with, because there are a lot of stuff that unfortunately some women allow to happen. There are a lot of women who protect their abusers and abusers of other women and children. That's something the women gonna have to deal with. That's something we're gonna have to deal with. Like that whole thing with Sister George and the women over there. That's their fight. I am staying out of that. That's not my fight. That's between them. They have to deal with that. Just like the things with the men, they're fighting over Kevin. That's what the men need to deal with. Because let me tell you something about Kevin. Kevin set a lot of dudes up for failure, and he definitely was trying to. And some of them did set them up for failure, and you see the fallout from that. The destruction of the black manosphere is mostly because of Kevin Samuels, and they have to deal with that. The women should stay as far away from that as possible. Let them deal with it. I remember I was listening to Nathaniel. Ask Nathaniel. Now, Ask Nathaniel's tricky to me, because on one hand he was with a Latin the whole time. Yeah, he was hilarious, wasn't it? But Ask Nathaniel is tricky to me, because on one hand, I want to say he's a panderer, but at the same time, he's not a panderer. I understand that he works with women. That's his bread and butter. So I understand from the standpoint that it is in his best interest to be on the side of women. But I can also tell that he cares about the women. It's not. It's like it seemed like it's pandering, but it's really not. He just telling them some hard truths that they got to handle, and he know, like we all know, some of these dudes ain't shit. Especially these dudes on YouTube, they ain't shit. A lot of dudes have ruined a lot of women. That is some truth, and I hate to hear it. I hate to admit. I hate to admit it to myself, but yeah, I know. I know. I nearly ruined my ex. So for him to say it, I mean, I believe him. And I know some dudes would say, "Oh, that he pandering and he's this," and I'm like, no, he's just being real. But he gets on the women too, so he's fair about it, you know. And that's the thing. We as men, we got to be fair. We know that these dudes ain't shit, and we got to handle that. I was listening a little bit Sweet Toy's live stream today, and AP from the Bronx, she said something that was very powerful. That instead of blaming these women for everything, what you're having these issues with your baby mama. Instead of always focus on all that negativity, there must be something that you liked about it because, again, you put your seed in there. You had a baby with this woman, so it had to be something, you know. And so if we go from there, said all this spewing this hatred and stuff, you go from there. Okay, she did this to me, but this woman was, and I wanted to get back at least to have some kind of correspondence because at the end of the day, you're still gonna have to deal with this woman when you're dealing with the children, you know, because this going after women stuff, it's not worth it. I saw, like I talked about on the last live stream with tackling the manosphere up there saying wishing Bomb Cherry to die. That was disgusting to me as a man. You don't say shit like that on YouTube as a man, especially if she ain't done shit to you. That's sick shit. And me and me, we gotta check shit like that. We need to be on there and say, hey, dude, that ain't cool. This anti-woman shit, no, that's not cool. That's why I do like the thing with Ty. He said Ty's like, hey, bro, stop shaming these women, stop explaining to these women, stop blaming these women for shit. Listen, you can't control these women. The only thing you control is yourself and how you react to what they do. Don't use all these abuses and all this stuff to try to shame these women into agreeing with you and all kinds of stuff. That ain't gonna work. Cause just like they got stories, you got stories, they got stories. Who at the end of the day, does it change anything? It doesn't. Doesn't change your life, ain't changing their life. You still in the same position that you were before you got online. Broken people. And you're using that pain to get other people on your side to go after people. And it's foul. For what? For some YouTube likes? For some cash apps? Super chats? What we doing here? If the goal is to help the community, all right, well then all this going back and forth ain't gonna do that. All you're gonna do is just divide us even more. And at the end of the day, people in real life ain't doing this. The real men, you know, a bunch of these women want to say where the real men at. The real men ain't on YouTube like this. They got things to do. Where the real women at? The real women ain't on this shit. They got things to do. They got lives to live. Whether they married or single, they got stuff to do. They ain't on this YouTube shit. They ain't worrying about these dudes talking online. The real men ain't talking about worry about these women like that. They got shit to do. They got bills to pay. These women got bills to pay. They got kids to take care of. Same with some of the men, even like me. Not I come say my stuff. I cut this shit up. I go to work. I cut this shit off. I go outside. I cut this off. I go pay my bills. I cut this shit off. I go visit my brother. I cut this shit off. I go talk to my ex. I cut this shit off. I talk to my family. I talk to my friends, my coworkers. I don't bring this YouTube shit into my personal life like that. I leave it where it's supposed to be, YouTube. The only thing I even take is like, okay, what I'm gonna do. Okay, I heard this. How do I make this into some content? How I make it in the content so I can teach and help other men? How can I critique this person's live stream and see how it could benefit men? That's what I do. All that other stuff, beefing with people like that, like using abuses and stuff to go after people. I'm like, that's some weak stuff. It's cowardly, and ultimately, it's not going to benefit the movement. If we're going to talk about women being abused, then let's be about that. Let's keep it focused on that. If we want to talk about the women who are protecting these abusers, then talk about that. But if you're using it to go after people on here, that ain't the business. Because the message ain't the same. Same with the guys. If you want to talk about men being abused by the court system, by their mamas, by other women, okay, fine, let's do that. But if you're using it as a weapon to go after other women, and even women too, because you got women doing that too, using the abuses of boys to go after other women, shaming them and all that kind of shit. That ain't the business. You just killed the message. Now you instead of having an ally, now you have an adversary. We love making adversaries, but we ain't trying to make actual allies, actual people that want to help. That's what we up to. And at the end of the day, all that, and we still no closer to the problems that we have in our personal lives. Like real problems. Worrying about children, if you have children. Worrying about how to retire from a job you don't fucking like. How to get more money in my pocket. How to not be so angry and bitter towards people online that you never seen, you haven't touched. That's crazy to me. Look, as far as look, I understand people say stuff you don't like. I get it. But you make it so much that it's affecting your actual life. You have a problem. You need to go seek help, personal help. You need a therapist. There's people out here, they're therapists in real life. If you got insurance at your job, you can get it for free. Virtual therapists. Or if you got insurance at your job, you can go get that. Yes, it requires money. Some of it don't require that much. But you need to go get therapy. YouTube ain't it. Especially if you're using it as you using your history of abuse to go after people. You sensitive about anything they say. They maybe you think it's some type of abuse or something, and you going after them both barrels, and you want other people to get involved. That ain't the business, man. And I don't care if it's a male or female doing it. That's not the business. Because people are going to use that to take advantage of you. And they have done it. You're probably seeing it now. You got two YouTubers falling out because she feel like she got abused. And the other one said, no, you didn't. You came up here, talk shit. They came and talked to you. No, I feel abused. Like, what the fuck? How we doing this shit? We got dudes who do the same thing. I'm like, wait a second. Woman who doesn't exist to you. Our community has not set their final affairs in order. Doesn't exist to you. Hey, how you doing? I think I saw you on Bomb's channel. Yeah, they don't. Because they too busy on this shit. Feuding. My dad, when he died, we had to look through his house to try to find that he had life insurance. Yeah, yeah. Because we're too busy feuding with other people. My dad passed away, and we had to go look for his life insurance policy. And nobody is financially set. Exactly. Nobody's you ain't got no money. You depending on YouTube. How the fuck does that work? I be damn I'm depending on YouTube. I be damn if I'm dependent. I be damn I'm dependent on YouTube for my financial security. You got me fucked up. No, my financial security is gonna be set first. Then I'll deal with YouTube. None of these people with that. No, you don't. These people don't pay me enough to be loyal to people like that. Oh, I don't like this person. Okay, that's you. Well, you shouldn't like him either. Wait a minute. Do you pay me? Now, if I was getting my money, I could never be dependent on. Yeah. Now, if you pay me, okay, I'm financially obligated to you. At the most, I would do is just not say nothing. But if you want me to battle somebody, nah, bro, you ain't paying me enough. Ain't nobody. Like I said, nobody's my YouTube daddy. Nobody is my YouTube master. Well, I'm gonna go run over there like a goddamn guard dog. No, I ain't doing that. You trying to be famous on YouTube and get clout off the black women. Yeah, that's not only black women, but black men too. I'm like, this is insane to me. I'm like, it's one of those things, man. I'd be like, they should have never gave us YouTube, man. I'd be like, damn. Sometimes we should never got it because it's the wrong people using it, and then they attacking each other, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then they want you involved, and you probably don't even have an issue with this person. Well, they said something about you, or they said something about black women, huh? They said something about black men. Okay, well, you should hate them. No, I should not. I'm not that person. I don't know them. I need to hear what they say. Well, you should just believe me. Hey, Polo. YouTube is just a fuel for opportunity. We don't have no product, no book, no retirement, no course like that. Yeah. Hey, Auntie, how you doing? Yeah, but that's the thing, man. I'm like this. This should be used as a tool to help you do stuff. This should be a tool to use to Betty. Really, it should be networking. Like, like me and D Durrell met offline to handle some business. That's what YouTube's supposed to be for. Connecting together, getting opportunities, learning from each other, something like that. But instead, what we're doing is beefing. We talking about our personal business, and then in turn using that and using other people's personal business against them. That's not what it's supposed to be for. You're no different than the people that you complain about. Some of these women complain about the black manosphere, but you're no better than them. Same thing with some of the dudes in the black manosphere. You complain about these women, but you're doing nothing different than what they're doing. And then you want people to take you seriously. I can't take you seriously if you acting like these manipulative women that you're talking about. I can't take you seriously if you acting like the abusive men that you're talking about. I can't take you seriously. And then some people you will let people do, some people guilt trip getters. Yeah, that. I can't take you seriously, but if you're letting somebody else do something and you mad at this person for, how I'm gonna take you seriously? Basically, you picking and choosing who can do it and who can't. I'm not with that. If you're either gonna be across the board or don't do it at all. I mean, if you say, well, this person, I feel like this person don't like. Well, don't deal with them. This ain't hard. If I feel like this person don't like me, I got two choices. Either I don't have to talk to them or interact with them, or I just don't show up for that. I don't show up. There's some people channels I will never go to. Or if I do go to them, maybe glance at something and then keep it pushing. That's it. But I'm not gonna go in there guilt trick them into, oh, I feel some type of way. I'm like, you feel some type of way. What the fuck are you here for? I'm like, damn. Look, if the person don't like you, they don't like you. If you feel they don't like you, don't rock with them. Don't go over there. Don't deal with them. Ain't that hard. But you want to use that as a tool to get other people to hate them and then go after them. Yeah, ain't no half stepping. Either ride with me or get out the stage. They don't know how to channel negativity. No, a lot of people don't. It's insane. They don't know how to channel their negativity. Listen, I'm sorry, life is negative. There's people gonna hate you regardless. They don't even know you. They hate you. I had coworkers that hate me. That I don't even know what the fuck. I ain't do nothing to them. I had supervisors. Like, yeah, they trying to get you fired for what? But I ain't let that. I'm like, okay, well, I just know not to fuck with them. I don't take them seriously. Cause like I said, I'm like people don't fuck with me like that. Hey, it is what it is. YouTube streets wild. It is. And it's like people use these movements when it should be if we're going to use black women empowerment, it should be empowering these women so they don't make the mistakes of the past where they're hurting themselves and their children and the men around them. Same with these men. You want these men to be better, then you have to teach them how not to do the stuff that hurts them, the women around them, and the children. That's what we should be teaching. If you're gonna have all these different movements, that's what the Black Manosphere should have been. That's what Black women empowerment should be. Teaching people to be better people. So lo and behold, they would get with the man that they want and the women they want. But instead, it's battle, battle, battle each other till nobody respects you. This whole thing about the girls being abused should be so these women can learn how not to do that, because this will harm your women, the women and children, and all and ultimately the men. If we're talking about these boys being abused, it's about getting things to answer, getting laws and protecting the own. Yes. Say what you want about the white manosphere. At least they talking about getting those laws in place and protecting their own for their own benefit. Here it's like totally different. You still worrying about what these women doing. That's why I'm glad about the movement. Shane Blaine explained that Ty and Ramil started. Say what you want about Ramil. I know y'all people don't like Ramil. I don't agree with everything I don't agree with everything that he says, but I do agree with that. I do agree that these men need to start focusing on them, stop worrying about what these women are doing. You focus on them too much. And the women, you're doing the same. Some of these women doing the same thing. You worrying about these men too much. You copying the men all the time. What are you doing? Worrying about you. Where you want to be with black men, divest. I don't care which. Be by yourself. I don't care which other way you want to do, but be at least be about that. Yeah, the white man saying do not like seeing blacks disrespecting their women, regardless if some of them don't like black, regardless if some of them don't like black men. This is what I would say about the white manosphere. What they don't like is seeing black men don't have no control over themselves. That's what they don't like. And that's what these other races of men don't like. Because, hey, conscious, how you doing? Well, these other races of men don't like is that when you're disrespecting your women and you making live stream after live stream after live stream about these women all the fucking time, what that shows is you can't control these women. And I don't mean that in a negative way. That's what they're showing. They're showing that these women are not following your program and you cannot make them do it. You cannot convince them. You cannot make them. So you are just whining like a little bitch. That's what they don't like. And that's what it appears. And men do not respect men who appear that they cannot control their women. And whining about women is showing that you don't control them. You don't have no power over them. And I don't mean that in a negative way. That's what they don't subscribe to their treacherous ideology. They're about money, family, and general wealth. Well, what they don't do, they don't push it out here like going against the main society. They keep that shit. If they are really about their money, family, and general wealth, no, they're not putting that. They may believe it, but they're not trying to push it out there to everybody. Like they were saying that um like DJ Ackerman's told Fresh and Fit, Do not bring that red pill ideology out in the forefront in the mainstream. They will not accept it. They don't want that shit out there. And lo and behold, it was true. Because when Fresh and Fit went over there to that other country trying to push that shit, all of them ran them off that panel. They ran them up out of there. Because no matter if, because people in real life, they may have the issues with the other gender, but they are not about trying to putting that out there where they hate each other and they worthless and stuff like that. They don't want that shit out there because at the end of the day, we need each other like that. We need each other. To what degree is depend on the person, but we do need each other. And nobody wants that. No one wants that division because that's like that extreme feminism, and then this whole thing with the extreme mental. Nobody wants that out there like that because it is divisive, and you're going to cause a problem with the families like that. Because at the end of the day, it is about to a degree family, community, stuff like that to a degree. And if we're trying to have, if that is your goal to have family, if you want a betterment of black men and betterment of black women, you cannot have a situation where you have a bunch of men going against women like this, wishing them to die, stuff like that. They are worthless and all that kind of shit. You can't have that out there. And same with the men. You can't have that shit out there for the men either. It makes you look crazy. And when stuff like that happen, I'm like, oh man, you are fucking it up for everybody. You know, Lawrence Fishburne talking about how they control the African American community and boys in the hood is the part of the movie that all of our people should watch. Yeah, that part. Lawrence Fishburne was selling some real stuff. There was a lot of gems in Boys in the Hood. I know people kind of didn't like it, but there was a lot of gems in Boys in the Hood that people should really watch that. How the difference between good parenting, good fathers, good mothers, bad mothers, how people can lead you in the shit that you have no business in, how they can get you killed, following a pack that you shouldn't be. All those gems in that movie in Boys of Hood. People should watch. Yeah, gentrification. Yeah, he talked about it. Like I said, Boys in the Hood was that movie showed a lot of the dysfunction in our community, where it came from, why is it here, and how we can change it. A lot of gems in that movie. How to do, even if you're separate, if it don't work out between you and your baby mama, or you and the baby mama and baby father, how y'all can still raise these child to be good boys and girls. Not saying they ain't gonna be perfect, not saying they ain't gonna make mistakes, but they're gonna be good people. And you see the opposite of that. But people want to focus on the bad stuff of it and use it to turn against each other and be like, we hate the black men, we hate the black woman. No, bro, that's not gonna work. Because what you're doing, instead of having allies, well, you're gonna have the wrong people being your ally. See, black men who don't know how to control their women, it further proves how they're subjugated by them. Yes, yeah, I will agree with. Not just white men, other races of men. They see this because, like I said, It's not that these men are better protectors and all that. They just know how to make sure that their dirt is not shown to everybody, and they know how to cover it up in a sense. We don't, our shit don't get covered up. And some of the stuff they exaggerate, and they use people to exaggerate. That's why it's when they talk about control, if you want your people to respect you, you have to control them. And one of them is economically. If you're not controlling that, everybody's subjugated to turn against you. All of these movements, because financially they were not protected, they these different groups infiltrated all black groups, and they took the weakest one who has some kind of issue, some kind of weakness, and they exploited it and destroyed the movements. And it's the same here with the Black Man's Fair. There are people on here are using their weaknesses to destroy them. Kevin Samuels did it. Jessica X does it. On the women's side, they do it too. Men's side, both sides, they're doing it. They find the weaknesses of these people online and they use it against them to further their pockets. The reason why people pander or disrespect black women, which in turn is kind of pandering to the black manosphere, because they know it makes them a ton of money. Make some money. Kevin Samuels had a bulletproof plan. Only reason is it didn't go to fruition because he died. And I see on the other end about the pandering. And Honest Truth is one of those people. Big example of that. Pandering to women. Telling them what they want to hear. And the only thing he messed himself up. Because when it was time to go hard on Space Ghost Perp, he didn't do it. And that's how he messed himself up. But it does work. And the thing is, this is what it we are the majority, and that's they fear us. That's why they're trying to take us out. No, I mean they're taking us out because it's competition. The white people are conquerors. They want to conquer. That's just it. Some of them do hate us. I agree with it, but it's in their blood to conquer. You look at their history, all they do is conquer, take over shit. And yet, we when we had our own cities and stuff, we ain't trying to conquer them. We were doing us. But they came and tried to conquer us. But now what we doing, we participating in that crap. And it starts right here on YouTube. Talking about all these abuses that each other have, but we're using it as a weapon against other people. And you think that's going to create good allies? I'm talking about good allies. I'm not talking about somebody who agree with you. Yeah, hate that black bitch. Hate that black nigga. No, I'm talking about actual allies that's going to actually help you. Actually help you get out of our situation. I'm talking about them. You know, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Actual allies. And there's people who are trying. And the sad thing is that if black men really got their shit together, there people ready to go. You think all these people like white folks like that? No, they ready to go. But they need you to get your shit together. They ain't just gonna follow some goofball. And it starts right here. Starts on YouTube. That's why, like, if I see some weak shit from these dudes, I call that shit out. Like I said, I didn't like the thing that Tackling Mansfield did on Bomb Chair. I didn't like that shit. That was weak. That's some weak ass shit to me. Because you don't like the fact she's supporting another man, and the fact that the woman did disagree with him. She disagreed with him. What else you want her to do? Oh, he should denounce him. What? Okay, well, denounce some of the people that you with. But you don't wish for her and her husband to die because of that. That's some weak shit. And that's the problem. Doing weak shit and then people support that shit. I'm like, this is the bizarro land. Can't support stuff like that. Ban bill. Yeah, can't support stuff like that. I don't care how mad you mad at these black men. You do not support weak ass niggas. You don't support weak white dudes either. No races, weak races of men. I don't care how mad you mad at the black man. Need to work. Need to network with higher caliber people to compete. Yeah, you do. And black women, you need to network with higher caliber people to compete as well. These weak niggas, you do not need to fuck with. I don't care how much they go against these black men that you don't like. No, no. Because number one, if a man's going way too hard against another black man, way too hard in the paint on some bullshit, you didn't watch him. He will turn on you too. Seen it happen. Same with you black man talking about Jessica S. Is she going way too hard in the paint against another woman? Is she a woman? You need to watch that chick. Because she gonna turn on you. And Sister Jones has shown that she will turn on black men in a heartbeat. I don't play that pandering shit. No. I don't like it. It's weak and it's pathetic. And people see that. People who have some sense, they see that. Nah, I can't fuck with you like that. No. Because if you do that to them, you do that to me. If I don't if you going hard and them doing all kinds of fuck shit to them. If I do something you don't like, you're gonna turn that shit on me. No, thank you. No, you stay over there. I don't trust you like that. Don't pander to me. I got inmates when I work in the prison. They do that, try to do that shit. That don't work on me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. I don't believe that shit. I don't ride like that. I don't do that pandering and I don't like it when people do it. That's weak to me. You're a weak person if you do that. You're trying to set me up for failure. No, no, I'm good. I need actual allies, actual people who's going to help me to improve, to get me where I need to go. and then we can part ways. I don't need people like that, man. You can keep that. And I see that shit, I'm like, let me move away from this person. That's why I respect people like Max, Mr. Research, Information Man, BMT, Faith, Bomb Cherry, Love Wisdom. I respect them because yes, they have their issues with the other gender, but they are not on the point of I'm going to be an attack dog against the other gender. They're gonna hold their own gender accountable. They're gonna hold their own gender accountable. They ain't not just gonna let you do some fuck shit and then be co-signing that. No, 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 no. We ain't doing that. Like I told Tackling Mansfield yesterday, ain't nobody on here is my YouTube daddy. I'm not looking for a daddy here. Two of my daddies are dead. My biological daddy and my stepdad. They both dead. And I'm not going in the grave to them until I'm ready or till this heart stops. That's when I'll follow them to the grave. Other than that, nobody here is my YouTube daddy. Now, if they saying something that makes sense, I'll agree with them. But if they say some stuff that I don't agree with, I will say no, I don't agree with it. I am nobody's minion. I'm no one's son. I don't follow people blindly. But a lot of people tend to do that. They want you to do that. Not here. You want a follower? No, you got to pay me. And if you ain't paying me, you can forget it. So that's it. I'm just gonna get off here. But in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that black men, I understand that people go through things. A lot of boys, a lot of girls have went through abuses. And then I know a lot of men and women went through abuse as a child. I know a lot of men and women went through things with the other gender. It happens. That's life. But what we don't need to do is use that as a weapon against other people, trying to guilt them into joining us, trying to weaponize it against other people, especially with people who are not doing anything to you, trying to use that as a weapon so people can go attack other people. You don't do that because then now the issue is not about the abuse and how to solve that problem. The thing is about the person, and you're creating adversaries instead of creating allies and people who would be understanding and willing to talk about what is going on. So that's it. You can't use that as a weapon because in the end, your movements don't mean anything. People are not going to take it serious. And then you'll be wondering why nobody want to take this serious, take this serious. Why you don't care about the abuses of black women? Well, you're using it as a weapon against black men and black women. So no, we're not going to take it serious. Why you don't take the abuses of black men and black boys seriously? No, because you're using it against a weapon against black women. Well, why are you not serious about white supremacy and all this? No, because you're using it as a weapon against other people. Stop weaponizing your issues. Talk about it as it is. This is the issue. This is what we need to do to to combat it. If we're not going to do that, nobody's going to take it seriously. And there are a lot of issues that need to be taken seriously. But if you're going to do the weaponization stuff, then, like I said, the weaponization is something serious. Yeah. If you're going to use it as a weapon against other people, nobody's going to take you seriously. And then the message gets lost in the sauce. But anyway, that's it. Thank y'all for coming through. Let me see who all came through. Bunch of people I haven't seen come through. Thank you, D the Real, True Viking, Dame came through. Woman who doesn't exist to you, she came through. Thank you for coming through. I saw you on Bomb Cherry's channel. Polo coming through, my man, and T. Wow, we just had a bunch of people come through that I haven't seen over here before. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and y'all have a good one. Please, ladies and gentlemen, when you see this kind of weaponization, call that shit out. Call that shit out. That's all I can tell you. Call it out. Because this is not helping our people. Y'all have a good one.